I'm really excited because my boyfriend recommended this game for me to play for you guys. So, hello everyone, it's me, and I'm gonna play the Stanley Parable. This is the first time I'm playing this. My boyfriend recommended me this game. It's a big game, okay? It's a bigger game. Ooh, look at that! It's a bigger game than we usually play. I think I should just lower the volume a little bit. Put everything a little bit lower, okay? Because I don't want it to be so low. I'm gonna like let everything be like it is here. I'm not gonna touch anything. I just put the audio a little bit lower so it's not really over my voice. Ooh, I'm excited. Never. Oh, I didn't read that.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay,
Employee number
47.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Okay.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending,
Yeah.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
I would go
Stanley
crazy in this room.
was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh
No one
no.
had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But
Wow.
as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, you go. Oh, now I'm playing. I'm literally going through the chair. Am I clicking something? What's the clock? Okay, why did I? Oh, I can crouch. That's so cool. I hear the sound of clicking, but I'm not clicking anything. I hate Mondays. Same. I mean, I don't hate any day of a week, but I just don't prefer them. Okay. Hello? 428, where is everyone? 429, what are you doing?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I
Stanley
don't...
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wanna go to a meeting room. Where is that? Maybe this? No? Oh! I'm not gonna comment. I need to find a meeting room. More I hate Monday cops. I'm glad that I'm moving pretty quickly.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll just do what he says. Okay. This building is huge. I guess this is a meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Tips for not
Stanley
getting
decided to
fired.
go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting with board manager. This is so interesting. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Okay. Oh, the broom What? Get Chris out of the broom closet? Please keep the targets on the top. Okay. This is actually so interesting. Oh my god, I love this game so. Uh. Girls about things and money. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Okay, okay, we understand. This is so interesting, so detailed. I love it. But, oh, that's the broom closet. I need to get
Stanley stepped into the broom
Steve out.
closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What? Where are you, Steve? I don't even know if his name was Steve.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I go downstairs? I'm scared. Whew! I thought I saw someone for a sec. This is
But
not.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
What?
None of it made any logical sense.
Oh my god, did it
And as
just make a
Stanley pondered
circle?
this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever
Yeah.
he went?
I
And for
went
that
there.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Whoa.
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by
Okay,
Stanley, who found
okay.
it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought himself to wake up. He
Wake
felt
up.
the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through
Let
with
me.
this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
He has a wife.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh no, I'm not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up.
Oh
My
my
name
God,
is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh my god. Maybe
This
I
is the
should have gone
story
to
of a
my
woman named
boss.
Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she
Dead.
would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. Is that it? Am I at the beginning? I think yeah.
Or on his left.
Okay, so I still didn't choose the right doors once. And
This was not the
I
correct
wonder
way
what
to the
would
meeting
happen.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Whoa.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where am I? Whoa, this is a completely new room.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but
I
the
can
fact
jump
is that
down.
the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Okay.
To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another...
Okay, I pick up the phone. Hey woman, what's up?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
She sounds
All
so
right, now,
sweet.
I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay, I'll come inside this time.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there,
Okay.
pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I press F. No, I'm not pressing the key, you bitch. I'm not doing what you tell me. I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave. Let me go. I won't press the key. We have the whole day. We have the whole day. Okay, you know what? I'll just press it because I don't feel like waiting here, you know? And why are you naked? Okay, I'll press the
But in his
button.
mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. So he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The
Wow.
thought excited him terribly.
To spend time with the boys.
Parable.
B to tell your kids a
It
story.
was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head, he relived it again.
To tell your wife you love her.
But there
I
is no
love you.
answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he
My
always
wife.
has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And
Let's
I'm
see.
trying to tell him this. That
Let me
in this
go.
world, he can never be anything but an observer. Green asks you to push a button. Do not do it.
Okay. No, I won't. I'm gonna give you 15 seconds because I'm really impatient. So, yeah. Babe, now you know that part when you go through the doors and you can choose if you want to go to left or right? And I went to the other doors and now he's talking about, oh, you work, like call your wife. Do you think your wife would love you? And it's like so long. You know why
You
I'm
see?
pressing the
Can
button.
he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Just leave me alone.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley
Oh
pushed a
my god.
button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Uh, did I push the button to die? Okay, now we're gonna go upstairs and listen to everything this guy says. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Something tells me that this company only cares about money, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't really tell. Where is your boss? Uh, is this your boss? Is this your boss?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Whoa.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly
Whoa.
opened passageway.
I'm on the table. Whoa. What's all this? This is an elevator. And what do we have in here? Nothing? Okay, let's go to the elevator. And see what's going on.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Are you telling me the elevator broke or something? No? Oh, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, I did. I wanna find out what's happening. Can I jump down?
The lights rose on an enormous
Whoa.
room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Oh my god,
Did
that's
he have
so
the
many.
strength to find out?
What the hell? Okay. Let's go. What's your secret?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Ooh.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The
Whoa.
lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Wait,
And
what number
Stanley,
am I
one
again?
of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
Oh my god.
his own life in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
What's happening? I barely
But here was
see
the proof,
anything.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What is this? What are those numbers? Is that up there? Something is up there. I can go there. I can't tell what that is.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
What do you
After they
mean?
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the
Shit,
machine
I
for
turned it
yourself. Is that
on.
what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort,
No,
I
I
really
wanted
do.
to turn
But
it
you
off.
need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off,
Huh? I thought.
and leave. If you want
What?
to
I
throw
thought if
my
I stay
story off
on,
track,
it's
you're going
gonna
to have
like
to do much better than that.
stop.
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Yes,
It's
yes,
your
yes.
time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is
That's
much
for
better than what I
fun.
had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
I know this, I know this.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Oh my god.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let
Fine.
the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or
Shut
I
up.
let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has
There's
been rather
more?
amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the
No,
next
no,
go
okay,
around
okay.
will be even better.
Fuck you.
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Wait.
You know what? To
No,
hell
I
with
was
it.
too late.
I'm going
Fuck.
to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't
Okay.
grow on trees.
Okay, okay, I
Oh, dear
have more
me, what's the
time.
matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley.
I
you're in for quite a
opened it. What the
disappointment.
hell?
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
Wait, this
But I'm
opened
going to
for a
destroy it
second. Why didn't it
first,
open
so
now?
You can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke.
No.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Guys, wait, the door opened for a second, but when I came near to it, it closed. So, like, I think I did something, but I don't know what.